soy el fuego que...
Hey everybody, welcome back to your Realtor Sensei show. I am Sandra Jauregui-Schlapitz, and today with me is Michelle Schandl. Michelle, welcome to the show. I'm very honored and happy to have you.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here.
Michelle is a veteran of the United States Air Force, and thank you very much for your service, Michelle, to the country. She's been part of the real industry since 1999. She brings innovation and creativity to the industry, as well as integrity, professionalism, and a strong moral work ethic. Michelle, tell us a little bit about your story.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I was in the Air Force, as you said, and right after that, I went right into real estate, actually. So got my real estate license and started with a local REMAX franchise as a buyer's agent, because I am a big advocate of don't reinvent the wheel. If you want to learn something, connect with those who are already doing it at a high level and learn, right? So I did that as a buyer's agent, and then that natural progression was to go on my own, which I did after a couple of years. I would say probably 2.5 years. I went on my own. And I went with another local franchise, a different franchise, and started just implementing everything that I learned. My business was growing, and I was there, I would say, for a couple of years. And then I expanded out into building a team. And at that point, I went over to Keller Williams because they had a good training program. And at the time, I thought that was my best fit for my growth. And so I did that. And that escalated actually into becoming a team leader with Keller Williams. And I was over 2 offices in the local area. And after that, I, decided to get back into production. So I ramped my team back up again. And then I went to 100% boutique brokerage locally. And I was there for over a decade. So I spent a lot of time, just doing my own thing with my own business at 100% brokerage, which obviously they don't really give you much because you don't pay much. So I was just kind of very consistent in my business. And then I actually was approached with EXP. And what made me really pivot and look at that was an exit strategy, because at that point in time, I was 20 years in the business, I think. And I was like, I really can't retire. And so that really opened my eyes to say, wow, there's got to be something more, right? 20 years of grinding in the real estate industry. And if I stop today, I don't have anything else, right? There's no retirement plan other than what I may have invested or created along the way. So I took another look at EXP and decided that was the move for me. And so that's where I am now. And so I've been able to, more create a retirement exit strategy for myself. And so that's where I am today.
Great. And, I can relate a lot with you. 20 years also in the market and real estate market, and I didn't know what else to do. Right. I was to the point of what I'm doing next. Mm-hmm. What can I bring better, not just for me in my retirement, but also for my family and my legacy? What can I do? And I agree with you. It was the best move. I'm in the company. This will be my 2nd year, and I'm so excited and very happy that I did that move. So yes. I relate with
yes,
you.
Yes, good. Yeah.
So tell me, what is your why? At this point.
What'd you say?
At this point of why? What is your why?
Yeah. My why is, you said the word legacy. And so, my why is to be able to leave a legacy for my family and for those lives that I touch. And so at this point, what really drives me now is helping others reach their, potential. A lot of the potential, they don't even know they have the potential, right? They kind of get stuck. And so my goal now is to be able to, pay it forward in our industry, through coaching, through mentoring, through training, anything that I can do to pay it forward, because the industry has been so good to me and my family, and we have finally landed in a place in a brokerage model that allows us a retirement, allows us an exit strategy, but at the same time, we can still be a part of the industry and help other people, right? And so that is my why, is what am I going to leave? What footprint am I going to leave in this industry when I'm done, when I'm gone? What are people going to say about me? What kind of impact would I have had? And so that is really my driving force.
Great. I love that. And I know that you said when you retire, I believe, based on what I know about you, you are traveling in your RV.
Yes.
So that it is the time, the retirement that you have. But although you still guiding your team, you helping agents, you coaching, how did you get there?
Gosh, it's a great question, because sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, how did I get here? I strongly believe that when you align yourself with the right people, and the right relationships, that things start to happen in your life, things that you've dreamt about, things that you've prayed about, and I really feel like that's where I'm at right now. I feel like, God's really opened a lot of doors for me, because I've been, ready and willing to, to be open to them, I guess you could say. So how did I get here right now, traveling the country in my motorhome, right? So it's through systems, it's through processes, it's through relationships, it's through partnerships, and, forging those things, and, being able to still do production. Like you said, I'm still in production, still closing transactions, but I do now have the freedom to do things that I was wanting to do in my retirement years, and I think we're all, especially after COVID, we all kind of have a heightened awareness of time is of the essence,
Yeah.
Like if you want to do something, don't wait, do whatever you need to do, build the relationships, build the partnerships, so that you can actually start doing those things, the desires of your heart, you can start doing those early.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and that must be amazing. How long do you stay in different places that you go?
Um, the max is about 2 weeks, but normally it's, about a week or so, in each place, and it really depends on, I mean, we could extend, or we could head out early if we want to, but we have a lot of flexibility, but we try to see as much of the country as we can. And, we can't do it all. So there's going to be multiple trips and multiple times. And we do have to go home. And I need to get face to face with some people. And so, we'll do that. Now I do miss sleeping in my bed, So, but yeah, so, we're just able to really kind of live out our dreams, at this point. And it's only because of the relationships, the processes, the systems, and how you've built your business and the support that you have in your business. It really makes a difference,
The collaboration, it's amazing.
Yes.
And also seeing you going from these different places, because EXP allows you to also meet people from other states. We are in all the states, and we also are in out of the country. We have
Right.
14 or 17 countries
Yes.
already in.
Yeah.
You being in different places, you have the ability to probably contact more people and bring all those people and show them what you're doing, because
Yes.
you're living that life.
Yes.
It's amazing. Very excited. When I read a little bit about you, I was like, wow, this is the ultimate moment that I would like to be. I had done RV, but it was just one vacation for 60 days, and it was back on 2004. And it was amazing. I went to many parks, but what you're doing is really great. And also EXP allows you to go around different places and introduce yourself as an EXP agent, because
Yes.
we can be everywhere. And that's really
Yes.
great.
Yeah, and that's the really cool thing, about the brokerage model, is that it is nationwide, right, and other countries as well. But in our area, we have the opportunity to build networks all across the country, and it just allows us to expand our reach, so right now we're in North Carolina and I'm connecting with agents in North Carolina, and forging partnerships, forging relationships. And this model allows us to do that so that we can do business all across the country. Our expansion opportunities are great. So, if I'm back in Florida, my hometown, I can still have business happening, through referral partners and agent partners in this area, that I met on this trip. So it is really cool. It's pretty amazing.
That is nice. So tell me, if you were a younger self, what would you change?
Let's see. Well, one thing I would change is, as real estate agents, we're always looking for the next best thing, right? The next shiny object. And so one of the things that I would probably change is how much money I've spent on things I didn't need, and so, all the conferences and all the trainings, which I definitely think are beneficial because we have to, further our education, right? And our knowledge base. But it would be to get a coach early on and stay accountable to that coach in your business, but also with your finances, because that is such a big part of it. So, not spending money on frivolous things, but being very purposeful and intentional with what you spend, when you spend it. And a coach is really there to help guide you to do that. So that would be my, that'd be what I would tell myself, my younger self.
Yes, that's very important. I myself, even with the experience that we have, for the years we have, I still always not only look for education, I am being guided by a coach.
Yes.
Because without a coach, I wouldn't be able to build a team, which I'm studying to build a team. And obviously it's good to see someone like you to have to learn from the best, to say, okay, now what will be my next step to continue to build my team? Because it's not just build the team. Like you said, it's systems and the structure. And if you don't have that, then it's very difficult to be successful.
It is, Sandra. And the other thing too is you have to do things in the right order. A lot of times agents get so overwhelmed because they're at the point of needing to leverage themselves and create more systems and processes and people so they can grow, but then they don't do it in the right order. And so things get out of whack. It doesn't work. You hit all kinds of roadblocks. So a coach, again, is an advocate for you to help you to know what to do and when to do it. So it's really important, especially, with you building your team now, knowing what to do, in the right order, right? It's just super important to do that.
And sometimes it's when you don't know and you don't have the right guidance, you get lost and you get overwhelmed. And that's when it says, did I do the right thing? Right. But if you have someone behind you and saying, yes, you did the right thing, this is the next step to go. And you're not inventing anything new because you following someone that knows, then I think it will be successful. Everything is little by little, but I think the success will come.
Absolutely. Direction, and accountability, all of those things are so important in your growth and scaling your business, and so it's just a matter of knowing what to do. And that's what a coach does for you. So, yeah.
Yes, of course. So tell me how and where to get the leads and pivoting during the real estate marketing changes. We're going to have a change, people say, soon, but how do you prepare and how do you get leads for it?
Well, that is, such a loaded question, and there's so many right answers, right? But I think one of the really important things for agents to remember is you have to build a solid foundation in your business. And so that is going to come with lead sources. You have to have a solid foundation of lead sources. And there are some core lead sources that are gonna sustain no matter what kind of market that you're in. So like right now we're in a seller's market, right? And so there are some things that we would do for lead generation that we may not do in a buyer's market, right? So those are gonna pivot and change. But if you have your core foundational lead sources and you really go deep on those and you optimize those, your business is going to be able to sustain no matter what happens. And I think that is something that real estate agents need to really have forward thinking on, because we are going to come into a market where things change. This is not sustainable. What's happening right now is not going to last forever by any means. You were in the 2008. I was in the 2008. It was like a faucet literally turned off, and it was like things changed, right? You remember that?
Yes. Yeah,
So,
it was a crazy, crazy
yes.
year.
Yes, exactly. But there are some foundations that as real estate agents, if you have, you're able to navigate through that. And then you can pivot depending on what's happening in the market, and you can add new lead sources. So as an example, you asked me about what lead sources, and just to kind of give you an example, because again, that's just a huge loaded question, but your sphere of influence is like an annuity. It will pay you like an annuity for the rest of your life if you service it properly and you optimize it, right? You should be getting 10% return out of that. Well, how do you do that? There are systems and processes and all of that that you can put in place for your sphere of influence and your past clients. That is something that a lot of people don't tap into. And like I said, it is just a fruitful tree, right? Your niche market or your geo farm, that's another one, and that takes a little bit of time to cultivate, but once you do, it also will pay you like an annuity. So these are just some examples of some foundational lead sources. And I think another one that really comes to mind is online leads, right? And I mean, we all know that things are virtual. Buyers are buying. They're very comfortable buying online. They're finding us online.
Yes.
So online leads is a source that if you master that conversion process, you'll never be out of business. You will always have a very fruitful pipeline. And so it's a matter of knowing what kind of leads that you're getting, where they fall into the lead funnel. And then it's a matter of, do I have the skill set to convert those leads? And I think that's where a lot of agents fail. And it's simply because their skill set isn't there. Because here's what I always tell my coaching clients. There are no bad leads. There are no bad leads. If somebody raised their hand and said, I'm thinking of buying or selling real estate, they're a lead, right? Or I want to buy or sell a house, they're a lead. What happens is the agent doesn't have the sharp enough skill set in order to convert that lead depending on where they are in the business pipeline, right? Because some of the leads, I mean, some of them in my pipeline, as an example, I have closed over 2 years. They've been in my pipeline for more than 2 years, and I've still closed them because I've nurtured them. I knew where they were. I knew how to, walk them through until they came out the bottom and they were actually a closed lead, and I deposited the check, right? So I think that's something that agents really, in addition to, the core foundational lead sources in their business, is making sure you have the skill set. You know what to say, when to say it. You can recognize where those leads are in your business pipeline. So.
Yes, and that's when you use the systems to maintain
Yes.
them and flowing the information that they need. And at the
Right.
same time, when they are ready, that's when you get closer and actually convert the lead.
Right.
It's not easy. I hear a lot of new agents, because the market right now is giving them that, go ahead, we offer. There is that, no, they don't even have the time, I think, to even learn yet what is the process, what is real estate, how they're in the market putting offers here. But what will happen? And like you said, you need to be ready, and you have to be prepared and ready for what's coming or what could come in.
Yes.
And that's very important. So with your experience, what would you say to these new agents that they are out there? I'm not saying they are not successful. They are really putting good offers. Their numbers are great. But what would you say to them?
I would say, if you plan on making this a career, if you plan on having a sustainable business, right? Something that you can predict that's going to happen based on trends, based on what you've got going on, and you want it to sustain through any changes, because if you're going to stay in this industry for any length of time, you're going to encounter changes. My suggestion would be to get a coach and create the foundation of your business and master it, because as things change, you can add and subtract, and you can pivot and you can adjust. But unless you have a foundation, as soon as the market changes, you don't have anything to really root yourself into. And, and at that point, really, you've just had a transactional job, right?
Exactly.
You didn't really build a business. So, and I think that's really difference is having that business mindset. What is your intention? If your intention is just to, slam through this seller's market and make some money and then get out and do something else, okay, great, no problem, because there are agents that are going to do that. But if your intention is really to build a business that, you can sell at one point, or, you can, will down to your children or what have you, you are going to need to build a sustainable business with a solid foundation. So if you don't know how to do that, get a real estate coach. There's a ton of really great coaches out there. I'm also a real estate coach, realestatecoachmichelle.com. So feel free to book a strategy call with me. I'd be happy to talk to you a little bit more in detail about how that works.
I think that's very important, a coach.
Yeah.
And I know that some people say a coach is a lot of money because that's what it's in their mind.
Right.
But if you're making good money out there right now, make sure that from all your checks, you have a piece of that to pay a coach.
Yes.
It is very important.
Your taxes, you pay your taxes, right?
Yes.
Pay your coach. So, and here's the thing too, is, a lot of agents don't even look at it that way, but real estate coaching is an investment. And anytime that you are trading money for something, you're looking for a return, right? If you invest money, you're looking for a return on your money. Otherwise, you're just donating, right? And, nobody likes to just donate money unless that's your intention, is to donate, to a worthy cause. But as far as in your business, you put out $1 for coaching, you better get $2 back, right? Or whatever your return is. So, real estate coaching is an investment, and it will yield you a return if you are diligent with it, if you have the right coach that you're connected with, and you do the work that you guys talk about, and you really focus on building your business. It absolutely works, so.
Like exactly the words, if you do the work,
Yes,
and if you are committed,
yes,
and you have your coach to hold you accountable, yes, it is a great investment.
yes.
Well, Michelle, thank you very much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
Where is your next stop?
So we are in North Carolina right now in the mountains, and our next stop is South Carolina, Hilton Head area. So we're going down to the beach. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. And then you're coming down to Florida, or
then we're coming down to Florida. So we we took the long way around, went all the way down to the West Coast and up and over.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll be back in Florida by the end of the month.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, I would love to meet you in person.
Likewise.
And I'm very thankful that you had the time to come and be in my show. Michelle, thank you very much. You can say again your website that people can connect with you. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure. Definitely look forward to meeting you. And you do a great job on your show. So I just wanted to tell you that and recognize that. And my website, if you're looking for coaching or just want to talk about that, have a free conversation, it's realestatecoachmichelle.com, and you can book a strategy call with me right from that website. You can look at my services, my pricing, a little bit about me, some testimonials from other coaching clients around the country, and I'd be happy to help. It is my way of paying it forward, and there's nothing that brings me more joy than to help other agents realize their potential and live out their dreams. So
great. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.